Scores! There it is! Number 50 for Jerome McGinley. Ferland can't bury it. Loose puck, stage and scores!
Deft, delicate, deadly. Johnny Gaudreau.
Monahan, run in, scores! Sean Monahan in overtime.
If he doesn't want to get hit, then stay off the tracks.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Flames Report podcast. I'm Tieran Joe, also known as Straight Outta Calgary, and welcome to episode 3 of the Flames Report. I'm here with my co-host, Harkirat. How's it going, Harkirat?
I'm good. You?
I'm chilling, just enjoying the short 2-week break that we got off of school, but yeah. And then, the game yesterday, what about it?
That was something else.
A lackluster effort, man. If I'm being real, I made a burger during the first period, which I probably shouldn't have, now that I think of it.
I saw you tweeting about that.
Yeah, so I shouldn't have made that burger, but at the same time, it was better than the game itself, so probably,
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I don't really think yesterday's game was a show off of what this team's capable of. I'm sure they're capable of more, but in the end, you can't really blame the game on Rittich either. Rittich, he came in and the team didn't play at the level we know they can. And they just underperformed and played like absolute shit.
Yeah, Ritter wasn't. Well, he let in a couple goals that, with a bit more effort, he might have been able to save.
One.
Yeah, the Toffoli one. I don't know how that went in still, but there was a couple that he had absolutely no chance. There was I believe it was on the power play that Valimaki, he put his stick down and it just.
Weber,
Valimaki put his stick down and it bounced in and it wasn't even going towards the net. It was just, we've had a lot of bad bounces over these last 3 games. Even both of the Toronto games, we had 4 or 5 goals that just bounced off our own players and went in.
Yeah, we've had altogether this season, we've had 6 goals go off of our own players, which is, I don't know, it's not too good. But the last 3 games we've lost in a row, they're because of starting late in the game, on the Tuesday game against the Maple Leafs, we saw how bad that first period was. We only got 1 shot in the whole 20 minutes. And then we decided to show up after, but then stupid bounces that keep on going in off of our own players makes us lose that momentum that we create. And then we're literally our own enemies at this point, in my opinion.
We really are. Yeah. I did like how they played that second period after they only put up 1 shot in the first. That second period really shows what this team could be. That reminded me how our whole team was going. Everyone was. We've spent so much time in Toronto zone, and it was so much fun to watch just because they were rolling. It reminded me of the 18-19 season.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know. It's either how I don't know. It's just the starts to the games that we're just never able to come back. Yesterday's game, we were there. We were in the game at the start of the first 5-10 minutes. But then it all fell apart because of the 2 penalties that we got, which led to them getting the 2 power goals, and then it just went downhill after that.
Yeah, but some of the refs yesterday, they weren't the best. They called some. I believe there was a Lucic penalty. The guy's just trying to get his bounce back. Yeah, he did bump into the guy, but that's barely an interference call. Yeah, but there were some calls on both sides that were missed. The rest just were not there yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know. It's either that or there is a plus in our game now. It's our power play, but what are we gonna do with our power play being good when we're not good on 5-on-5?
Yeah, I just want to talk about that the second game. I believe it was on Tuesday against
Yeah.
Toronto.
Mhm.
Because on Money Puck they had this deserve to win meter, and it had us winning out of 1,000 simulations, it had us winning 61% of the time. That basically shows we were the better team in most situations. Like we had the better expected goals rate, um, beating them
Yeah.
by half a goal. But like just I think it's just what's wrong. Like as you can see in the last three games, is that this team hasn't had the luck. There's that factor of luck, like
Mhm. Yep.
the goals bouncing off of our own players into our own net. But also, I think it's the coaching situation. I don't, uh, I don't think Jeff Ward is the best coach for our team.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't even get me started on poor Jeff Ward, man. Holy. I and the one thing that pissed me off the most, and it got me heated after the second game against the Leafs on Tuesday, was in the last minute or so when we had that 6-on-4 power play where we pulled out Markey and we had the man advantage as well. He
Yeah,
put on Milan Lucic. Why in the world would you put Milan Lucic on with 30 seconds left? What logical reasoning do you have to put Lucic when you have guys like Mangiapane on the bench, and they even put Levo as an extra attacker? Like, in what world, bro? Like, you could have easily put Mangiapane as the extra attacker. Like, sure, if Lucic is on the second power play unit, but why would you take that first power play unit off when you know Gaudreau was going on that game, Kachuk was going off? They were all playing good together, but why would you take them off with 1 minute left? Like, why?
yeah, it's pretty crazy on his decision there. But it's funny. It's not like the first time he's done this. He's done this so many times last season
Yeah.
and this season. We're down by a goal. There's like 2 minutes left in the game, and Lucci is out on the ice on the extra man. It's crazy.
It's just the inability to like change up what the team's doing, like especially how Lucic is on the second power play unit. He gets
That yeah.
sometimes in the game he gets more time than Gaudreau does. At one point in the game he sometimes gets more minutes than Gaudreau does, and then half of the time I literally feel like Lucic is on the ice the entire time. Like every time I look up at the TV, I always see Lucic. Like what?
Yeah, him being on the second power play, I get it that Dubé's hurt, but like there's still better options than Lucic. Like I'd like to see like a guy like Levo on that second power play. But I
Yeah,
do
like
like
we're
Dubé
not
there, but with Dubé hurt, Levo could be a good option instead of well, him,
literally
Luch.
anybody would be a better option than Lucic. You could put two defensemen on it, even though
Yeah,
that doesn't really work anymore.
honestly,
But like
that
we
could work
honestly
with a
could.
guy like Val Mackey. I would love to see Val Mackey or even Hannafin. Hannafin
Yeah,
has been
Hanifin.
playing really well. Him and Tanev,
Yeah,
that
Hanifin and
pairing has been
Tanev. Yeah,
killing it.
yeah, absolutely. But like, it's just the inability to change the lineup when you know the players on the fourth line aren't doing good. Like the deployment of Lucic after, like, I'm not taking away credit from the two goals he's had, but like apart from that, his play's been lackluster. Like he hasn't showed up at all. Like I don't know how he's still on the fourth line. Like you could literally put in, I'm not saying we have better options per se, but you could literally put in a guy like Buddy Robinson who could probably do better than Lucic.
Yeah, I do think like that fourth line, they're not gonna put up any points. Like they're not gonna go out and
Yeah,
get you
let's
like
be real.
yeah, like with Lucic on that fourth line. I think a guy like Buddy Robinson would be better. He'd help like with the team, create some
Mhm.
energy for the team, throw a big hit. Like Lucic really hasn't done that. Well, he's thrown a couple hits, but not what we brought him in to do. I
Yeah,
think like a line of Simone, Ryan, and Buddy Robinson, something like that could be a really good line for fourth.
yeah. You know who I feel bad for? Poor Derek Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan
He's
just stuck
stuck
there
with
playing with a bunch
Nordstrom
of
and Lucic.
idiots.
Yeah, he's stuck there with Nordstrom and Lucic. Like what?
Ryan's such
I
a good
guess he's
player,
not
but
signing
it's just
after this season.
yeah, I don't think he will. I'm pretty sure his
Yeah,
contract's up this season, right?
yeah, it is. Yep.
I feel bad for him. He's just in there like, but there is players like I know they might not want to bring him up from like the AHL roster, but like
Yeah.
a guy
I mean,
like
the AHL,
Gardwin
yeah,
or
Godin, yeah.
Garden, sure, yeah,
Yeah.
and
Like, yeah.
there are some guys who could be at NHL level, like be able to play on that fourth line with Ryan
Yeah, literally, like,
and
Glenn
actually put up
Godin
some
and Matthew
points.
Phillips would be better players than Lucic would be on that fourth
Yeah,
line.
I think both of them are able to. They should be able to come play. We haven't seen them up yet, but if they were to be called up, they should be able to play on that fourth line better than most we have in this team already.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, the thing going into this season that I wasn't scared of was our depth. And the thing that's letting me down is our depth.
Yeah, but like I don't think we have that much depth. Like, I saw this thing on Twitter. Someone said it took one injury, like Dubé to be out, and
Yeah,
just our lineups to be
exposed her.
completely broken.
Yeah.
But I
Like,
I think we do have a decent amount of good players, like depth wise, but he's
yeah.
just not using them properly. Like you
Yeah, he's
could
not
have.
using them. Yeah. Like,
I don't think it's. Sorry, go ahead.
no, you can go.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I don't think it's time to give up on that three line, whatever he's trying to
Yeah.
do, but like that three top lines. But maybe in a couple more games, if it's not really, really working, like the top two lines have been working, but that third line with Backlund on it, he's really never had
Yeah.
one solid like he played with Mangiapane, but Mangiapane, like because of the Dubé injury, has been playing more on that Kachaki line with Lindholm.
Yeah.
So Backlund really hasn't had like too many like good chances to excel at his game. I think maybe in a couple more games, hopefully, it might be time to switch up the lineup.
Yeah. Do you think we're seeing changes on Saturday, like tomorrow?
Yeah, let's get into Saturday's game. Well, I want there to be changes, but I don't think we'll see him. I think he's just gonna try trusting in his lineup that he's made already.
He's so adamant on that, like, one lineup. Like, bro, there's so many different options that he can make with that one lineup. Instead of keeping the lineup the same, he can restructure it so like the team doesn't underperform.
Yeah, exactly. And I think we should be seeing Dubé here in the next game or two. I'm pretty sure he's traveling with the team.
He traveled with the team. Yep.
He didn't play against Montreal, but the first game against Montreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was with the team, so he should be good to go next game, I think. He was skating. There was reports that he was skating
on Thursday, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he might play in the game against Winnipeg on the 1st.
Yeah, if not the second game against Montreal, I think he should play the next game after that.
Yeah, the schedule in February is kind of hectic. Like we had Winnipeg in the first week 3 times, and then Edmonton, and then Winnipeg again, and then Vancouver 4 times, and then Edmonton in a back-to-back, and then Toronto twice, and then Ottawa twice. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. We had a 5-day break, and then they go with this. I don't know how the league is.
The 5-day break early on in the season, it was mind-boggling, but like at the same time, I don't really know if it was beneficial per se. Like people were saying, it gave us more time to practice. It gave the team more time to quote unquote bond. But like at the same time, we didn't really see that same result we saw against Vancouver in those 2 games.
Yeah, like the game, I think our team did kind of slow down after that 5-day break. You know, I think they lost a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, like
I wouldn't have mind that like a break in the middle of the season because it is going to be a lot hectic of a season. You know, a lot more games in a lot shorter time. A 5-day break, if possible, it would be a lot better in the middle of the
longest break we have in our schedule in the next 4 months is it's only 3 days.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so I'm pretty sure like these 5 days, you know, they could have benefited, you know, spreading out a couple games.
Yeah, but true. But then How about Kachuk absolutely riling up the Maple Leafs fans?
Oh yeah, that was I don't even
What
know.
do you think about it?
It's
The Campbell thing.
it's not even honestly. Okay, Kachuk meant to be there. Like he was there because he meant to be there. It's not like he didn't mean to be there in front of the net. Like he was there because he knew that there was a chance that like he could
Mm.
fall on the guy, but he doesn't care. Like I don't think he cares. But I know for like I'm pretty sure like the guy wasn't trying to like hurt the goalie. Like he's not trying to purposely like some people are like he was purposely jamming his knee or something like that into
That's
the
just pure
Not
BS.
Cassie Campbell. I just but yeah, he wasn't trying to hurt their goalie. It's it's you know what it is? It's not just the fans, it's their media too.
Absolutely,
It's
yeah.
That's what I saw about the like Toronto media. It's
Like
just
Steve Dangle per se, he called it
oh
horse
that
bullshit. Like what?
yeah, I watched that video and the video he posted on his
he
YouTube
he
and
got so
literally
triggered over that.
half the video, like the first 7 minutes of the video, all
Is
he did
him?
was just talk
Yeah,
about Kachuk. That's what Kachuk does. He sits in
rent
people's
free,
head.
baby, rent
Yeah,
free.
exactly. You might not want to think he does, but he does. Clearly, he does.
Yeah, my whole opinion on the situation is when Kachuk drove the net, like we all know he's a net front presence. That's where
Yeah,
he gets all
exactly.
the dirty goals he gets. Like he wasn't a stick battle with Brody in front of the net. He wasn't a stick battle. He did get pushed down, but I'm not saying it was purpose. It was it was an accident, or if he did it on purpose. I'm just saying in that situation when you're in a stick battle, and let's just say you get pushed onto the goalie, what are you gonna do? You're obviously gonna brace for impact.
Yeah,
Although people do
exactly.
say he lifted his leg, I don't I don't that's just irrational. I don't
Yeah,
think he purposely pulled his leg up and tried to drive Campbell's head into the ice. Like what?
yeah. You got to think about it this way. Like, there's like between the second it's a second between him being pushed and falling. Like, there's no one's gonna go through that second and be like, oh, here's my chance. I'm going to use my knee and hurt this guy. And the goalie, their injury wasn't even because well, we don't know exactly the parameters of their injury, but he was hurting before even that
Yeah,
situation
absolutely.
happened.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
and then
was.
yeah, and then some fans were calling for like him being suspended and stuff. Like there's two things here. First of all, if it was an actual dirty play, which I don't think it was. I don't think he was trying to hurt him. He was there on purpose in front of the net because that's what he does. He blocks the goalie. He's there to be a pest. He's there to be annoying.
Absolutely.
But that's how he played. That's why he's such a good player, right? And so I don't think like the refs didn't call anything. Maybe they didn't see anything. Okay, let's just say they didn't see anything. But if the league actually thought he was being a dirty player, he was
Yeah,
actually trying to
or
hurt
it was
the
intent
goalie.
to injure.
Yeah, if there was intent to injure, he would have had a meeting or he would have been suspended or something would happen. Nothing happened. So the league obviously didn't think that was a dirty play.
Yeah,
So I
even
don't
he
know how
didn't even
you
get a penalty for that. Like
exactly. It's
it just
just crazy.
proves it right there.
And then the fans calling for like the Leafs fans calling for suspension. Saw a bunch of people on Twitter calling for him to be suspended.
Yeah,
There was the play. I believe it was the same game. It might have been the one before.
the Simmons hit on
Yeah, exactly, right there. I know, like you might call. There was I believe it was against Vancouver. I'm not 100% sure, but there was that one hit. Hanifin did. It kind of looked like that, but it was a little bit. They weren't moving as fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was a little bit of it was a dirty play. He got a penalty for it. Hanifin did. Like it could have been a suspension because he did I can't remember who he hit, but the guy's head did kind of hit the boards in an awkward position. Someone could call that for intent to injure, maybe give a game suspension if you really wanted to. But I believe like that going back to the Simmons hit, that was a lot more of a dirty play than Kachuk's play.
Like
100%.
I didn't see anybody talk about that on Twitter apart from
Exactly.
Flames fans.
Exactly.
Like nobody was talking about that hit.
no Leafs fan. I didn't see
Like,
anyone talking about it.
like if you're gonna call a spade, you have to talk about every situation in the game. Like, you're not just gonna call one play and call that dirty. But on the other
Yeah,
hand,
and
you have your player trying to I'm not I'm exaggerating it, but blatantly hit Manjapani into the boards. Like, he got a penalty for that. Kachuk didn't get a penalty for the Campbell thing. Like, what are you trying to prove with that whole thing?
yeah, and exactly. There was another play. It was on Gaudreau. He was on like a partial breakaway. I believe it was like a one-on-one, and then Tavares was coming up from behind
Oh
him,
yeah,
and then he
the
hits him on
slashes.
yeah, it was like a partial breakaway. Tavares takes his stick and he slashes Johnny's hand, so he can't actually make a shot properly. And there was absolutely no call there. But you never
Yeah,
see any Leafs fan
that's
actually
been the
talking about something like that.
situation. That's been the situation since Johnny came in the league. Like,
Yeah, Johnny.
I'll throw it back to the 2016-17 season, where in a game against Minnesota, he was on a breakaway, and then Eric Stahl from behind kept on slashing him, and I think
No call.
Gaudreau was out with a wrist injury for, like, I think it was 5 to 6 games, and
Yeah,
nobody called that.
Johnny has always been someone who's been targeted and stuff, but like he has been one of the lead leaguers at drawing penalties. Him and Kachuk have
Yeah,
drawn. I think both of them are in top five with some like
yeah,
guys like
yeah.
Connor McDavid. Like
Since
they're amazing at drawing
2016,
penalties.
17, Kachuk's, I think Kachuk's third, or I think he's like second in drawing penalties, and then Gaudreau's fifth. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're in the
exactly.
top
Both of them
five.
are amazing players at drawing penalties. They do it in two different ways. Kachuk is that pest, like we talked about before.
Yeah,
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 he baits you into, he creates that
yeah.
anger, and
Yep.
he baits you into drawing a penalty. And then Johnny, just because his speeds in his hand, he's just able to like slice through people, and then
Yeah,
they just kind of have to, you know,
hack and
slash him on the
slash
hand.
at the guy.
Yeah,
That's their
it's
only resort to trying to stop Johnny at this point.
Yeah, but Johnny's been crazy. Him and
Yeah,
Monty, both of them have kind of really, really good start. I believe this is their best start yet of any of their seasons. I saw a stat on Twitter.
Mhm.
I believe it was how many games it took Johnny to get to 4 goals. I believe this season it was 5 games, and then even
Last
the
season,
18,
yeah,
19, last season I believe it was like 18 games, and then even the 18,
before
19
it was
season
like
he's
8.
outperforming in the beginning. I believe it took 8 games in the 18-19 season.
Yeah,
So Johnny's
they're
been
going
killing it.
off. Johnny has 4 goals, 4 assists in 6 games, and then Monty has 7, 4 goals and then 3 assists. No, sorry, 5 assists and 3 goals in 6 games. So, like, I wouldn't really say. I mean, it's too early on in the season, but at the same time, in a 56 game season, there's no really early parts of the season because,
Yeah,
like, you can't really say it's early in the season because, like, this season's gonna go by like this,
yeah, it
and
really
then
is.
I think Johnny coming back is a good thing for the team and for himself, because he's in a way he's sort of giving that saying giving that fu to the Flames. Well, not really the Flames.
His
Sort of
doubters,
Eric
really.
Francis. Eric
Yeah.
Francis is the only doubter. um, but yeah, essentially, I think Gaudreau is back. You can say it's the Gaudreau revenge tour this year. Um, he's been so good. Like, easily in the 6 games so far, he's been one of our best players.
Yeah, he's 100% been our best player. He's on a 6-game point streak, which is
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah, but there's
yesterday
always
he
that,
tied for 10th in points.
and yeah, I saw that
Yeah,
in league history.
franchise
Sorry, not
history.
league, franchise history.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's been doing really, really well. Like, there's always that like the Flames never able to start. Like in some games, yeah, but like in the season as total, like we usually never have a strong start to the season. It's always
Yeah, absolutely.
like the later half.
Historically.
Yeah. But our top guys are going. Like Johnny has 8, Monty has 7. Like
Lindholm has
they've been
6
going.
points. Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, but Monty, I believe it was one of the Toronto games. He had like 11 chances to score or something, not high danger chances, but like scoring chances in
Yeah,
one game, which was
yeah,
crazy. So
yeah. I
Monty's been
think
picking it up as Johnny too.
yeah, Monty's been nice as well. Like, okay, of course, there's the one side of his game that we all want to see, like his defensive side and him retrieving pucks and being faster. But at the same time, Monahan's not that type of player.
Yeah,
Like, you either
exactly.
get one thing from Monahan: you get his goal scoring ability, or you get his lackluster defensive play. That's what we saw last season. They
Yeah,
tried to
exactly.
move him. They tried to move him to be a more a defensive minded player, as fans would like, but we also lost that scoring touch for Monahan. But this year we've kind of seen it that they're trying to not really like implement the defense in their game. They're trying to implement it, but at the same time they're not trying to take away their offensive game.
Yeah, I do think that Jeff Ward has somewhat learned. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's somewhat learned that
Yeah.
Monahan is that goal scorer. And there's always someone to be hating, but you don't need Monahan to be that amazing two-way forward
Like the
like
Patrice
Bergeron.
Bergeron,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Like he can score goals. He's shown that. He said he scored at least
He's a
20
perennial
goals.
20-goal scorer, yeah.
Exactly, and that's what you need. You need that to win. So he's an amazing player. You don't need that line, especially like that with Johnny and Monty. They're not the best defensive players, obviously, so you don't need that line to be playing the defense. But you got to use that line in that certain way. You got to give them the offensive starts.
Absolutely. Like, we have that shutdown line. Like, if you look at our team right now, you can take that Gaudreau, Monahan, and then Simone, Levo, or however they alternate the players. Like, that line can permanently be our scoring line. And then after that, we have the Lindholm, Kachuk, and for now Mangiapane, and then Dubé. That can be our shutdown line. Like that, like when Backlund was on that line, they were the shutdown line in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Like that line could easily be our shutdown line, and the Gaudreau line can be our scoring line. I don't know how hard that is.
I do think with Jeff Ward's want to create three different lines like that. Johnny line obviously is your scoring line, but the other two with the Chucky line and the third line with Backlund on it, they've got some good players who are able to play that shutdown hockey. And so they could be your that harder defensive zone battles for both of those lines. And then having Johnny's line more in the offensive zone, to create more plays and stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Johnny line needs more offensive starts. That's what we've literally been asking for, and it should happen. Like, we have seen them getting more offensive zone starts, but not as many as we'd like. But
yeah,
at the same time, they're still producing. So that's all we really need. But at the same time, if anything were to change for that line, I think Jeff, well, I don't really know if Jeff's going to do this, but the one thing that needs to change for that line is they need to get more offensive zone starts.
Yeah, and I think, well, talking about them, but I just want to talk about so I haven't really liked Levo and Simone. Well, Levo was a little bit better, but they're not the real player. I don't think they're that player to be able to play on that top line. Like Simone and Levo, I don't think it's working. You could give him a couple more chances.
I don't really think Levo's been given that chance per se, because we saw him get shoved on the fourth line when Lucic got brought up to the third line in the Toronto game. And then what are you gonna do? Why are we constantly seeing Jeff promote a guy like Lucic up to the line, whereas guys like Levo who need to get the chances in order to produce, they aren't getting those chances. Like, at the same time, sure, they need to run away with their opportunity, but at the same time, if they aren't getting that opportunity, what are they going to do?
Yeah, but I was thinking, if this 3-line system doesn't work, I would love to see Chucky go up that top line. We have seen it a little bit. So Chucky with Johnny and Monty. I believe it's
It happened
after.
once. It was in the preseason of 18-19.
Yeah, but I have noticed a little bit that he has sent him out for a shift or two.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
after I've
I
seen
saw
after
that
like
like
a penalty
twice.
kill,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like after a penalty kill, he would send out like Chucky, Johnny, and Money all together because none of them are actually on the penalty kill and they're all fresh
Yeah.
off the bench. So they do, and they've been amazing. Like they've had some really really good shifts in that defensive zone. I do think that like with Johnny, Money, Chucky, you could like that could be your more like scoring line. But if you do want a
Yeah.
shutdown line like Manjupani, Back, and Lindholm, all three
Yeah, that
are
would
pretty good
I
two-way
think those
players.
lineups would be absolutely solid. Because if
Yeah,
they
and
want to
then
move away from that three line, like 1A, 1B, and then 2A type thing.
yeah, and then I don't. Well, I haven't seen Levo too much, but I don't think he could turn out to prove me wrong. But I don't think he'll be that top line guy that they're trying to
Yeah,
find
absolutely.
for Johnny and Money. I think like him putting him on a line with Dubé and Bennett, so Dubé, Bennett, Levo, that's a really good third line that could, well, we've seen Dubé and Bennett like in the playoffs, both of them were amazing. But I don't think Lucic's the
Yeah.
guy to go with there, putting him in on the third line. I don't think Lucic, but right now, I don't think he should be on the team.
He shouldn't even be getting any playtime if
Yeah,
we're
I
being
think he
real.
should be scratched. I think there's a couple better options, but like putting with the fourth line like Simone, Ryan, I guess putting Buddy Robinson in if you don't want to call anyone up from the AHL, like
I mean, like now that we kind of found out that the Stockton Heat are moving to Calgary for the season, I think it makes it easier and it gives the team that more like that extra option if they want to call up players. Like it's because they don't like the only reason why the thing was tricky before. It's because the players would have to do a mandatory 14-day quarantine, and then after they'd have to practice for a couple of games. They wouldn't get in a couple of games for at least 3
yeah, that's like a
weeks per
fourth of the
se.
season gone.
Like that just basically, yeah, literally. And now that the Heat are moving to Calgary for this season, it's kind of a beneficial thing
Yeah,
for
it
the
does.
team.
I do think like we might see some sort of call ups now. Like they actually have the opportunity. They don't have to, make a guy sit on the sidelines for like 2 weeks to even longer.
Yeah.
It should be a benefit that the Heat are playing in Calgary this season. You know, um, I think they are gonna move back to Stockton after the season if things get better.
Yeah. It's gonna happen
I
unless
believe I
things
think
get
they
better.
do have
Yeah.
another year in their contract with the Stockton. I believe it was a 2 year. I'm not 100%
I
sure.
think they have two.
So I don't know
I
how
think yeah,
that
two.
works.
That they signed
Yeah,
one
I
last
remember
year.
something
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. The thing that I'm kind of curious about is how are three hockey clubs going to work in the same arena? Like, I know they have different locker rooms. Like, they have the Hitman locker room, they have one for the Roughnecks, they have one for the Flames. But at the same time, like, how are they going to minimize the contact? Because, like, yesterday the WHL announced that they're coming back, like, for the all the
Yeah.
Albertan teams. And then yesterday also we got the news from the AHL that the Stockton Heat are moving to Calgary. So like I don't know how that's gonna work. Either I think they might play the Hitmen at the Max Bell Center. I don't know how that would work. But then I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
was just about to say, I
I
think
don't
they
know.
might. I don't know if they will play all three clubs in the same area, but I would think maybe even sending the Heat to the other arena, like the Max Bell Arena, that could work, but it's not as good as the Dome,
Yeah.
obviously. They're gonna have to
Yeah,
figure something
absolutely.
out,
Yeah.
this management group.
Yeah, I think the most reasonable thing would be to
Yeah.
move the Hitman there, but at the same time, I don't really know how that would work. So I think they just might run the three clubs in the dome, but I don't know how that would work,
I
safety
don't
wise.
think that
So
would,
yeah,
be very safe. Like basically, if one club gets a positive case, and that basically ruins 2 weeks for all three clubs. I would assume they'd all three have to quarantine.
Yeah. Yeah, like we've already seen the different things going on in the league. Like first the Stars had to quarantine, like they didn't play a game for like a whole week and a half. And then there's the Blackhawks shutting down their stuff, and then there's like the Panthers. It's just all, I mean, I'm not saying it won't happen in Canada, but as of now, the things going down corona-wise are in America
Yeah.
for the NHL. Like I haven't
Vancouver
seen any,
did have something to do with it. They had to quarantine a couple people, but
yeah, but
I don't think there was any positive cases.
I forgot about that. It was JT Miller and then Jordan.
But I don't think that either of them had positive cases.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah, I think they were just isolating for precautionary reasons.
Oh,
because they might have come in contact with someone that tested positive.
Just got announced. Nick Fiala got suspended 3 games for boarding Matt Roy.
Kevin Fiala, yeah. Well, I saw that. Yeah, and then now we know why Tkachuk didn't get suspended. At this point, I'm just trolling Leafs fans. Sorry, if any of the Leafs fans are listening, I'm sorry.
Did you see the other guy? The other guys. They said the picture on Instagram. Yeah, the guy. Walker? It was like a bloodied face. Yeah, it was crazy.
His face got busted. Yeah, he got a slap shot to the face. Imagine if that was from a
Shea Weber's slap shot.
Oh my god! Holy, Shea Weber's slap shot would like
100 miles per hour.
It's crazy though, but like, I don't know. Like right now we're like what?
6 games.
How many games into the season? 6 games. How are you feeling about the All Canadian division? Are you getting tired of it?
I'm not tired of it. Well, I've watched a lot more games this season than I usually do. I usually just focus on the Flames, but like whenever I have some free time, I'll throw in a game. But like some of these games, like there was this one, I believe the Toronto Edmonton game a couple days ago. You would think like with the McDavid and Matthews and all like Nylander, Marners, like all these guys, you'd think it'd be like a excited game. It wasn't. It was not that exciting to watch. But like some of these games have been a lot more exciting to watch, you know. So I do think like there will be. It's hard to see a guy like I'm going to talk about Tkachuk here, but like there's always going to be something interesting going on with Tkachuk. You're seeing these guys 9-10 times.
Absolutely. Both of them.
Yeah, Brady he's been stirring some shit up too.
The fight against McEwen, and then he chirped.
Yeah, he's been throwing a couple punches here and there too. Like, both like these are the type of player that like a team would love to have, but they hate to play against. Like that's what Tkachuk's both of them are.
Yeah.
They're horrible to play against, but when you have them on your team, it's like it's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the thing, like I don't know if I'll get tired of the All Canadian division because like it's the same teams all over again. But right now, there's entertaining hockey all around the league, even though it's the same 2 teams playing each other for like 3
I do
games.
like these like divisions, but I don't think this should be like they just play within their it's like going on next year, maybe a couple years down the road. Like I don't think that this all Canadian, like just playing Canadian teams type thing. I don't know how.
Yeah, but it's honestly cool though. It like brews new rivalries. Like Toronto, like we only ever play 2 times a year. But this time it's 9 times.
We're going to have that rivalry with every team. With all these Canadian teams. Like now the Toronto fans hate us, Edmonton hates us, Vancouver hates us. Well, like
I don't really know if Montreal hates us per se, but I wouldn't really knock them off.
Montreal not yet.
Well, no, but no. If like the yesterday's game, there was that Tkachuk thing.
Yeah, he did have a kind of a fight.
I think Canadians
I
fans
did.
were
Yeah, I saw on
chirping him
Instagram and
there.
Twitter,
So
but
like I don't
it was a
know.
little bit chirping, not as much as like the Leafs fans or
The
Edmonton
Toronto
fans, but
game, yeah.
it's starting. We'll see him another 8 times, I believe. So there'll be something will go down.
Yeah.
Something
No,
will go
7
down.
more
Like,
times. Yeah.
yeah.
The thing okay, let's count. The friendship tour has reached Winnipeg,
Oh yeah, Winnipeg too.
Edmonton,
Kind of, yeah.
Vancouver, and then Toronto, and then you could say Montreal. So the only spot, well, Ottawa, I don't really
He's not
know
gonna fight his own brother. You wouldn't think.
Imagine.
You never know.
If he
They're
fought
both
his own
players like
brother.
that.
That honestly be the best part of the whole all Canadian division if it ever happened.
Yeah.
Like nothing would beat that moment if both of them fought each other. But yeah, if Matthew Tkachuk, if you're hearing this, you better fight Brady in the first game against Ottawa.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I just want to talk
What
about
were you
these
gonna say?
defensive pairings for a bit here.
yeah.
Hanifin and Tanev. That's really all it is. They've been obviously our best pairing. They haven't let a 5-on-5 goal. They haven't let one in yet. They haven't been scored on.
Yeah, they're top 4 in the league in terms of like goals, like
Yeah.
the goals against or like goals for. Like they're top 4 in terms of that, in terms of like defensive pairings. So going into the season, I'll raise my hand
Yeah,
and say I was
I
one of
was
the
too.
doubters of Tanev, one of the many doubters of Tanev. And then he's like met my expectations and gone over them. Like I thought that pairing was gonna be bad because Anderson wasn't there, but then now that Gio and Erasmus pairing is struggling, and then Hanifin and Tanev are going off. Like I will give credit where credit is due. Hanifin is most likely one of our best defensemen right now.
I would say it's right now, like the last 6 games, it is Tanev right now. I think Hanifin's a close second. But I think Anderson.
But like, what about that third pairing though?
He had a good first couple games. Valimaki,
so
he didn't put up like the points you'd want to see.
Yeah.
Like, but he is a rookie. Like, but he had a couple like smart plays in those first couple of games. But in these last couple, he's been breaking down a little bit more. I think.
Yeah, like I don't really know it's time.
No, I don't think it's time. The rookie.
Valimaki, like the guy came back. The guy came back from a whole ACL injury. Like it's just like 6 games into the season. I'm not blaming Valimaki for anything yet. If anything, sure, that line has been shaky, but they're not that bad. But at the same time, they've been struggling a lot.
I do want to see, because the top line with Gio and Anderson struggling, the Valimaki line struggling. I wouldn't mind, maybe not right now, if they continue struggling for another couple of days, another couple of games. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of a change up, maybe putting Valimaki with Rasmus Anderson and Gio with Nesterov. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's the thing. The Nesterov and Gio pairing completely. I think it's time Gio has put up a couple. He's made a couple mistakes in the last couple of days. I don't think he's still an amazing player. He's 37. For a 37-year-old, he's an amazing player. But I do think it's time we stop giving him that like 20, 25-minute games. And I think we lower down his time, to more of a little bit more easier shift. He's still an amazing player. He can still do. He's
at the top tier. Like he's all like every.
Yeah, he's still the best player, like best fit player on our team. But I think it might be time to lower his minutes, but a bit. But what I was thinking is like last year we saw when they split up the Noah Hanifin and Hamnick line, they put Hanifin with Anderson, And I do think that went.
Yeah, that
I
line
think just
was
because
stellar. Yeah.
I think Hannafin learned something from Anderson somehow. I- I'd say, that pairing.
Yeah. He did learn a few things. We have seen him. We've seen Hannafin play better in the D zone this year
Yeah,
than he
he's
did
been
at the
so much
start of the
better
year with
defensively.
Hamnick. And I think he did pick
Yeah,
up
and
those little things from
having
Anderson.
someone like Tanev Tanev somehow has been amazing. I had my doubts.
Yeah,
Everyone had
yeah,
their doubts.
everyone did.
Paying this guy $4.5 million.
Because like essentially going into the season, we all thought he was that quote unquote replacement for Brody, which he wasn't. Anderson was. And then we all thought that Tanev, it was going to be the whole
Exactly. Yep.
Hannafin and Hamonic thing all over again. But like now that we look at it 6 games into the season, it's like just how Tanev was with Hughes last year and how well Hughes did.
With the Hammond.
And how Hughes is struggling. Well, not I wouldn't really say struggling. He's playing good, but not at that same level.
Exactly.
But he's playing with Hamnick. So like, what
yeah,
does it tell you?
I don't want to say it exactly, but it might have been him. It might have been Hamnick who was bringing down some of these guys. I would like to.
I'm not taking away from Hamnick at all, but like at the same time, when Hamnick and Hannafin were appearing, Hamnick kind of brought down.
Yeah, the defensive. They weren't really good defensively, and their offensive impact wasn't that great. So yeah, it wasn't
minus
good at all. So, but breaking apart did work. With Anderson and Hannafin. That's what I was trying to think with, maybe putting on a line with putting Valimaki with Anderson. That could work. But then
maybe.
Your top line would become Hannafin and Tanev because you don't want to give the rookie too many minutes, But I think we did see Valimaki kill it in Europe. He was basically a point per game. So I think if he can slow things down, like not make those silly mistakes. He did go to the penalty box like 2-3 times these last couple of games.
Yeah, he went like 3 times last. I think it was against Montreal. Yeah, I think he had like 2 to 3
I'm not
penalties.
sure about the exact number, but I think if he's able to settle it down, him and Anderson would be amazing. Yeah. Him and Anderson, that'd be amazing. I like Anderson on the power play somehow worked. It's been really good.
Yeah, Anderson on the power play is so good. Like on the first power play unit, Anderson, like the clapper that he had yesterday. That I mean, it was a good
it went
through
the 5-hole and then it slowed down.
Yeah, it slipped in. Yeah, but like, damn. Like the top unit, I love the top unit. The second unit could use some
what
work.
It is, you gotta get Lucic off that second unit, like they did for a bit, but then they put him back on with the Dubé.
He's that anchor.
But we have so many good players, like that middle 6 players that are able, like Backlund, Mangiapane, Dubé, like those 3, and then you could,
like they're already on it, like. Let's look at it. It's Backlund, it's Mangiapane. Well, no, I don't remember if Mangiapane's on it. It's Mangiapane, Dubé. Well, not Dubé right now. Well, right now they're using Levo on that power play. So essentially, it was Dubé, and then it was Lucic, and then it was Gio. I think the 2 pieces that need to come off of that whole thing are Gio. I think Gio you could replace.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I want to see Hannafin. I want to see if he's able to do that. He's supposed to be that like really high offensive guy. I want to see if he's able to, be able to, take over that second power play.
Yeah, and then obviously the second piece to come off of that power play.
Yeah, so I was thinking having a line with like Mangiapane, Backlund, Dubé. Obviously, those 3 are given. You have to have all 3. Yeah, I was thinking Bennett and then Hannafin.
Because like
Hannafin as your defenseman.
Yeah, that
I
would
don't
honestly
mind
be a
Gio
better
there. He's
pairing.
had the first 3 games were
But like as of now, Gio on the second power play unit and just 5-on-5 in general hasn't
yeah,
been
it has been a
very
bit
good.
different. I think Gio. I think he's still there like defensively. He lost a little bit of the offensive game, but he is still an amazing player. He should be
Mhm.
able to pick up his 5-on-5 game again.
Yeah, he should, but I mean, it's too early on the season. I will look at it more in like
Yeah,
5 to 6
I
more
don't think it's
games.
time to give up on Gio. I think it's time to give up on Lucic though. Off the power play at least. Instead, I would think even if you don't want Bennett on the second power play, he hasn't been he's had a couple of good shifts with Backlund, but he's been okay. But having a guy like Levo, he could be a good guy in front of the net or something like that.
Yeah. But like now that we look at it, I think the power play has been honestly one of the positives from our
Yeah, they're
game in the last
showing
3 games.
how good they are. This is how they're supposed to perform, like that.
Yeah.
That top line, the top power play. Sorry, with Johnny, Monty, Linton, Kachuk, Anderson, like all 5 of these guys are now showing what they can actually do, what their potential actually is.
Yeah. Like I get why people are frustrated after the 3 games, but let's not count out this team this early. Like the only like you even saw on my Twitter, I was kind of negative, but I wasn't negative towards the team. I was more so negative
Yeah,
towards the
Jeff Ward
coach.
hasn't been using this team properly. I don't think.
Like we went on it early on in the podcast. Like he hasn't been deploying players properly. Like we already saw that Lucic blunder in the last 30 seconds of the Maple Leafs game on Tuesday. And then it's just how stubborn he is to change the lineups. Like in 17-18
Yeah,
when Glenn Gulletson was the coach, my guy didn't do jack to change anything. He had Troy Brower on a power play unit, and like, I
yeah.
don't know.
It's I've seen a couple things on Twitter referencing him too, going back to like how he's unwilling to change like Glenn Gunston was. Well, it's really up to Ward to see how this team performs. I think like your top guys are going. That's not even a problem. Like
Yeah,
Lindholm, Chucky, like all these guys are all going, and
it's just that back end of the group that needs a more kick in the legs.
I
Well,
think
not really kick in the legs. We don't want a whole Bill
yeah.
Peters situation to happen here again.
I think you just gotta tweak with that bottom six like like especially that fourth line. You
Yeah,
gotta either
absolutely.
put someone on there like Buddy Robinson. I think just to try it. You At this point you just gotta try something. It is still early
Yeah,
in the season, but like I don't want Derek Ryan just sitting there with
absolutely.
Lucic. Feel bad for the guy. Lucic, I think he is a good
Yeah,
player. Like Lucic, if he's lost his
yeah, like we saw it. Like we saw it in the playoffs. Like my guy had a
yeah,
six
which
game
is
point
crazy.
streak in the
But
playoffs.
he's smart. We'll give him like he can understand how the game's going, how it's playing, but he's not able to do what he wants to
But he
do.
just like yeah, he's not able to do like he costs us the puck
Yeah,
half of the time. Like he can't. Well, we know he's that physical player, but we haven't
yeah.
seen
He
any of
really
it.
needs to. I think more focus on that physical part of his game. Like focus on the physical and defensive part of
Yeah,
his game. Really, if you could somehow do it, but he is.
yeah. Like we don't need the goal scoring machine Milan Lucic from his
Yeah, because
Boston Bruins days that Jeff
I
Ford
think
thinks
that's
he's
why
gonna
he
get
keeps trying to
back.
put him up.
Because like we don't. We know he's
I think
not.
he's trying to get him back up to
Yeah,
those
he's not the Milan
2011
Lucic
days.
Boston Bruins days. Like bro, like okay, I know Jeff Ward was with Lucic in Boston, but come on now, he's not that Milan that was on the Bruins in the 2011 Cup winning team. Like
Yeah,
he's
I
not
really.
that same Lucic. He's more so of that. He's more so of that stay back. Like now, all we see him do is running around. Well, not really running. He's more so power walking around the ice. But like I don't know. Like it's either that or you just don't play Lucic. Like we're so limited with the amount of options we have on our taxi squad that like the only real option that we have to
Which
replace Lucic is
sucks.
Buddy Robinson.
We've signed so many guys, and
Like
our only option is to what Buddy Robinson is.
like for sure we didn't really want to stick guys like Glenn Godden and Matthew Phillips on the taxi squad because they wouldn't really get any games to play. But now that the Heat are in Calgary, I think I swear to God, if Jeff doesn't at least bring up a guy like Glenn Godden or Matthew Phillips to try out on that fourth line, it's just gonna be
Yeah,
a
both
missed
of them killed it
opportunity
in
in a way.
Stockton last year. So they've had, a
Yeah.
couple years of experience down there. I think it might be time to at least bring up one. If you
Yeah. Like essentially Lucic is well, I'm not like I've ranted on Lucic this whole podcast. Don't get me wrong. I love Lucic when he's going off. I love Lucic any day when he's like playing at that level we know he can. But when Lucic is getting used like he's a 20 goal scorer, Milan Lucic, like he was on Boston, that's the thing that pisses
Yeah,
me off
exactly.
more than
That's
anything.
that's what's wrong. Like I don't mind
Like,
Cheech. He's just not that like that guy he was back then, and I don't think Jeff Ford gets that.
yeah, like I know what he means to guys in the locker room, but like at the same time, he's more of an anchor than he is a good thing for the lineup
He
at this
could he
point.
could bounce back. He did have 2 goals in the last 2 games.
But like, are we are we really basing it off of those 2 goals though? Because at this point in the season, I don't really think he can like go back to that playoff Lucic we saw with Bennett and
Yeah,
Dubé.
even in the
But
playoffs,
like, I
so
don't know.
like that line was killing it, but I don't think he'll be able to go back to that's what he was doing at least in the playoffs or even in 2011, and I don't think Jeff Ford gets that. It's Yeah,
He's
exactly.
still
He
reminiscing about the cup winning days. 10 years ago, man. Come on,
Lucic,
move away
at
from it.
most is your fourth line guy. Like, he,
Nothing more. He should be nothing more.
like
He should be
him,
treated
if he's
nothing
able
more.
to, put up that, like that, he's able to solidify his defense a little bit more, um, and be able to throw a couple hits, be that type of guy. Like he'd be an amazing fourth line guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he's the guy who
That we
brought him into
brought
be,
him in to be.
like he'll be like how like there's always that like saying like you need the energy like and without the fans like you need guys to be able to yeah
That
that
was just
Jeff Ward said
absolute
the other day.
BS, though. The thing that Jeff Ward said last night, he was like, "Oh, we didn't really get to a good start because the fans aren't in the arena and shit like that." No shit, my guy.
But
You
you know what's
don't
funny?
need that energy to play
You know what's
good.
funny?
Like
We were
even
in
without
Montreal.
fans.
I saw this on Instagram. We were in
What?
Montreal. No one would have been cheering for you anyways.
Like I don't know what Jeff's expecting at this point, but like, sure.
Sometimes this guy.
I don't know. Like you have to create that emotion. No fan is gonna give you that emotion to play. Like sure, fans are a big part, but like on the road, you don't really have that like fan bit. Well, there is that fan base
Yeah.
of Flames fans in Montreal. I'm not saying there isn't, but you don't really get that same atmosphere without like even with or without fans. You have to create that emotion. That emotion doesn't
Yeah,
build
exactly.
up
You
by
just gotta
itself
play it
with
like it's a
fans.
away game. There was never gonna be any fans. Like there'll be like a couple there, here and there, but like it's Montreal. Like that's the Canadian city,
Yeah.
and so they're gonna obviously cheer for their city. Um, I don't know what Jeff Ford was trying to say there. Like like I was saying, you need a guy to, when you're down a goal, you need a guy like to, like get you back into
Mhm.
this game. Like
the energy, you create the energy. Like a guy like Lucic should be able to do that by like
yeah, we've
going
heard he's
around
like
and hitting
a good
people,
guy
but
in
we
the
don't
locker
see that.
room and stuff. Like
Yeah, obviously I love to hear that, but
yeah,
like
but that's what we
we
brought him
need to
in for,
see
is to
stuff
be
on the
able to
ice too.
create the energy, get the guys going, throw a big hit just to,
Yeah.
try to bring that momentum back onto your side when it's not.
Yeah, like we even saw it in the playoffs. Like that one game where he fought Nathan Beaulieu, it brought back the emotion. I think it was
Yeah, might have
game
been.
4 in that
Yeah,
part
exactly. You need a
and
guy
stuff
who's
like
able
that.
to, switch that
Yeah.
energy back to you, and I think Lucic could be that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then I really think that's it. Like that
Yeah,
should
exactly.
not be holding back this team at this point. Oh, like how are we feeling
Honestly,
about
we
Markstrom so
haven't
far?
had a
Let's hear it.
goalie in years. It's just
Like
Kiprusoff. That's the
since
last guy I can remember. And
Yeah, yeah.
before that, I'd never seen any goalie.
Yeah, like we've since Kippersoff, we've gone through. Let's list the goalies: Joey McDonald, Red O'Bara, Kari Ramo, Jonas Hiller, Chad Johnson, Brian Elliott, Mike Smith,
That's 8.
Cam Talbot. That's at
Though I'm
least
pretty sure it's probably
8 to
more.
9 goalies
We're
we've
forgetting
gone through. There's probably more that I haven't listed that I'm probably forgetting some.
Yeah.
Oh, Yoni Ortio. That's
Honestly,
9. That's 9. 9. We've gone through 9 to 10.
yeah, you hear the
Kipper
saying
left.
like you don't pay your goalie, like don't pay a goalie too much.
It's voodoo.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
because goalies are the most unpredictable. Like they can have a god year one year and then be the worst goalie in the league.
But
we've seen it before.
But we have absolutely. Like when the Islanders signed Rick DiPietro to that 12-year deal that still hasn't ended. Like that's just a thing that happens around the league. But absolutely, Markstrom coming in has kind of, I wouldn't really say changed the identity of the team, but it has given that team that extra belief in between the pipes. Whereas when
you said Mike Smith. We can't forget about Mike Smith.
I forgot Mike Smith. Okay, let's just say, but when Mike Smith was on this team, we all knew how shaky he was. Like the guy single-handedly ruined Iginla.
That was horrible that night.
Several other people. Like we haven't, now that we have that stability in between the pipes, it's just a different, now we don't have heart attacks after every other game.
Exactly.
Who's playing. Like now we know how limited Riddick's role is gonna be. As much as I love Riddick. The dude's a really good goalie, but I think Riddick will thrive with the limited opportunity than he did last year. Like we absolutely overused the guy, and the guy ran out of gas in January.
Yeah, we did see when Ritter had some time off, had a break, he was always better. He was always better with that break. So, I thought going into this season it'd be like a 1A, 1B situation. I don't think it will be anymore. Yeah,
Markstrom just ran away.
He's a starter.
Markstrom just
Ritter is the backup now, which is an amazing problem to have.
It's a no question.
Yeah,
it's a blessing. For this team right now, it's a blessing because if either one of these goalies go down, you still have that.
Yeah, look at the Oilers. They had Smitty went down for them, and so Koskinen has. I think he's played 9 straight or something like that. He's played all their games.
Yeah, he's
They
played
don't have
all their
another
games.
goalie to be able to come in and play a game. Like we don't either.
Yeah, they
But we
really
still
don't.
have like a guy like Louis Domingue, or like
I mean, we at least we have someone
honestly,
better
yeah.
than Mike Smith. Like, I'd much rather take Louis
like
Domingue than
one
Mike
other thing
Smith.
I noticed, like anytime Mike Smith went to play the puck, anytime, he was always like that. He was supposed to be that amazing puck handler.
That gave me a heart attack.
Literally anytime, my heart would drop every time he went to play the puck.
Like even the Iginla night, like that one play he had behind the net, he just froze.
And yeah, see, so then I think Markstrom, he's played the puck so much. He's been behind the net a lot. I think he's messed up twice. He's gone rid of the puck, but he's able to get back. He's able to make the saves both times. He hasn't let in the goal yet.
Yeah,
by messing up the puck behind the net. And he's able to, get back in that positioning. Like he has that poise. He's calm. And like he just doesn't.
He doesn't get rattled.
You never have.
We've never seen him get pissed. Like even after that Toronto game, or even he even could have got he could have got
rattled like the 7 goals that went up for own players
in that game on. Yeah, literally. But we don't.
He's calm. He's poised. He's in it.
He's calm.
And like he's been really good for us.
But like now we know we have that stability in the net where we can rely on Markstrom to make those key saves. Whereas let's flash back 2 years ago, we didn't have that stability. But like, sure, Riddick was there, but when Smith was in net, we were just
like
praying.
When it's a 2-on-1, I would always like with Smith in net or anyone else in net. It's a goal. Yeah, you give up. Like there's no way to make that save. He could make the save, and he say he didn't make that save. Like, but Markstrom, your heart doesn't drop when it's a 2-on-1. Like I think Markstrom's let
absolutely. In. Like even on the breakaway, the guy hasn't let in a breakaway.
Technically, he did line his goal.
That wasn't a breakaway.
Wasn't it?
Was that? I don't think that was
in OT. Wasn't it a breakaway?
No. It wasn't. It
was 2-on-1.
No, it was a 2-on-1.
I can't remember. It was a while ago.
Yeah, but yeah, like he even stopped Marner on the breakaway.
But no, it's just I don't think he's let in. He maybe let in 1 or 2 goals, proper goals. Where
like proper like snipe. Well, there was that Marner goal. There was that
there's 3
goal, and then the Laine goal.
That's it. Well, every other goal has bounced off our own players.
And then the others have all been bounces.
3 goals. This guy's crazy.
I don't know. And then there's Canucks fans. Especially one of my cousins. He knows who he is. They're trolling Markstrom, which I don't know how they can, when both of their goalies are under 800. Well, not really under 800, but they're under 900 in terms of save percentage. And I don't really want to go off on Canucks fans, but they're bragging that they beat the Ottawa Senators twice.
Yeah, but Ottawa was killing it in the beginning.
Yeah, like
they had a couple
I don't know.
Games.
Yeah, they won
had
one
good
game. They've lost
that's the one I watched. So, yeah, that's the only one I watched.
They won against Toronto.
Leave them on high.
Yeah. They really said bye after that one game.
But
like I don't know. Okay, we don't want to go off on
but like I think
apart from the Oilers,
it's been weird. Like this Canadian division, like I didn't think Montreal would be sitting on the top right now. I would think that they would be like a 3 or 4.
I predicted them being.
Yeah, I did too, but I didn't think they'd be the top. 4, I thought Toronto got this; they're gonna run away with it easily. But Toronto struggled a bit too.
Yeah, Montreal's gonna give them a run.
If Montreal can continue playing like they are, which is hard because Toffoli has like 6 goals, and I'm 100% predicting a slowdown from him. But they do have a lot of good players there, and they can do it.
Yeah, they have so many good players. Like I'm actually, well, not really jealous, but we have the good players. But like I'm actually kind of jealous with how many good
Yeah, and then
players
they
they
got
have.
pretty good goalie tandem with Price and Allen.
Price and Allen, yeah.
You want to talk about
Let's
goalie
list
tandems?
the goalie tandems, okay? Holtby Demko, yeah, Holtby Demko, Koskinen Smith, and then Hellebuck
Yeah.
and Brossoit for Winnipeg, and then for Ottawa it's Murray and Hogberg, and then for Toronto it's Anderson and Campbell, and Montreal it's Price and Allen. For us it's Markstrom and Reddick. We obviously know
Honestly,
who has the worst tandem.
yeah, it's the
This
Oilers
one,
have
right?
the worst tandem. But honestly,
Seventh,
Ottawa
I'd put
Murray hasn't
Ottawa.
been doing really well
Well,
anyways.
no, sixth. I think no. Murray's been doing well, but the
Yeah,
team's been letting
it's
him down.
Ottawa obviously. So, well, I really haven't watched their games properly, but the save percentage and stuff haven't.
I've watched their games. Like I watched their 2 games with Vancouver. Like the one last night and the one on Wednesday. I think it's honestly their defense giving up, but I think they could do better. They have that team, but like at the same time, we all really didn't expect Ottawa to be that good, anyways. But they're
Honestly,
on the
like Ottawa's
rise.
gonna be scary in a couple of years.
Yeah, like okay, so Edmonton is at
Ottawa
7.
6, yeah.
Ottawa's at 6. The rest, I'd actually
I would,
put
'cause
Vancouver at 5.
they don't have one solidified starter. They have 2 really pretty good goalies, but so like Holtby hasn't been good
Yeah.
for a couple of years now, and
Yeah, he after that Vezina winning
yeah,
season, he's been kind of
and then Demko, he's still young. I think he's like 25, but he did have a really good playoffs. But I don't
yeah,
think.
yeah. I don't really think a 5-game sample was big enough to let go of Markstrom. But yeah, anyways, we got Markstrom. So Vancouver's at 5. 4
to
from
1.
4 to 1 is
Honestly,
gonna be hard. Because there's
but if we're talking about pairings,
Hellebuck Brossoit, there's Anderson Campbell.
yeah. If we're talking about goalie tandem, I think Hellebuck and Winnipeg is next because
Brossoit. I think no. I think I have Toronto next.
Actually, yeah, maybe Toronto.
I think I've Toronto because Anderson's been shaky. And Campbell's been good, but at the same time,
But Anderson will get better. But right now, I think they're next. And
I think they're 4.
3 would be Winnipeg.
And then I think.
Yeah, and then I think us is 2
Winnipeg
and Canadians 1? Or do you think us is 1? You okay? The Canadians 1?
And Canadians 1. I think Canadians could be. I think we could be 3rd. Well, I don't really know. I think I love.
But it's the tandem, it's both of them.
I don't really know.
That's why I think we're ahead.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, and then I think can't even say Price and Allen is 1 for now at least.
Montreal at 1.
Yeah, Price and then they got a really good backup in Allen.
But yeah, Allen, yeah. Even though his contract's kind of sad. But they have
honestly, none of their guys getting paid other than Price. Like who's getting paid? Toffoli's making just Toffoli's making 4.5. That's nothing for what what's Weber's? Well, Weber's might be making a lot. I don't know.
I don't even remember. Weber's is like 6 to like 7. I don't even remember. Because he signed like a huge 11-year deal with the Predators
12,
before he got traded to. Yeah, I think it's an 11 to 12-year deal. I think it was. I don't know, but yeah. So Markstrom's been killing it. I'm impressed with Markstrom so far. Yeah. So yeah, there's episode number 3 of the Flames Report podcast.
No, I think we're done.
Anything else to say, Harkirat? And yeah, episode 4 is maybe including a guest. We don't know yet. But yeah, we'll be bringing guests in after this episode. So stay tuned for some more podcast episodes coming down the road. And yeah, that's it. Damn, that was
I
long.
thought it would be like 45 minutes, you know?
I thought it'd be that long too. But it's honestly a good podcast. I think it's better than our second one.
Joe, I don't know if you could hear that, but I got like 7 calls from random callers. I don't know if
Oh God!
No, I didn't hear that.
Someone opening my door. Someone opened.
I don't know if it's my mic, but like like halfway through, your voice went like really, really like quiet, and then it picked up again. I don't know if I think that might have been my headphones, because I don't know.
I think it was my thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I kind of picked it up after a while. Yeah. But yeah, I'll probably edit it and then I think I'll post it like tomorrow morning.
We'll wait about a week or so until we make the next one, right? Probably like...
Yeah, probably. We can record the 4th one on the
When's that?
5-day long weekend. I think it's in the second week of February or like the week after. It's a family day, and the teachers have their weird teacher convention.
Yeah, I haven't looked at our schedule yet.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah. Sounds good. I'll talk to you about